Have you ever just wished for a simple user manual for life? Something to help navigate all the chaos? Well, today we're diving into a really fascinating take on that very idea. And it comes from one of the world's most ancient spiritual texts, the Bhagavad Gita. We're going to look at it through a super modern lens, a viral message that managed to boil down all 700 verses and 18 chapters into just 18 powerful sentences. So let's see what this roadmap actually looks like.
Just think about that for a second. An entire philosophy, a guide for dealing with our messy, beautiful, complicated lives, all condensed into something you could read in under a minute. That's really the core idea we're digging into here, this attempt to make incredibly profound wisdom radically accessible.
So this is our starting point, a message, which I believe was originally in Marathi, that just took off online. And it's easy to see why, right? It framed each chapter of the Gita not as some dense historical text, but as a single actionable thought. Our goal here is to just walk through this condensed guide and see what kind of a map for life it lays out for us.
All right, so where does a journey like this even begin? Well, maybe a bit surprisingly, it doesn't start with our actions or our circumstances. It starts right up here, inside our own heads. The source suggests that the fundamental problem we all face isn't what's happening to us, it's how we're perceiving it.
And this is it, the very first principle, the bedrock for everything else. According to this distillation, the real source of our struggles, our anxiety, our feeling stuck, it isn't the world outside. It's the wrong thinking on the inside. It completely reframes the whole human drama as a problem of the mind. So if that's the problem, then what's the solution?
And what's so powerful here is just how simple it is. The antidote is given to us immediately. If the problem is wrong thinking, then the solution has to be right knowledge. It's like a direct equation. Before you can ever act right, you have to think right first. And this idea sets the stage for everything else that's about to follow, starting with what we do.
Okay, so once you have that foundation of right knowledge in place, the focus naturally shifts outward. How do we actually translate that inner understanding into our day-to-day actions? This next part is all about putting that knowledge into motion.
What's so cool here is you can see a really clear progression. It all starts with the foundation. Act selflessly, okay? From there, it asks us to elevate those actions, to treat them with a kind of intention, almost like a prayer. Then it gets super practical. You actually have to live this knowledge. You can't just think about it. And that final step is about full integration, aligning your entire lifestyle with this new vision. It's a roadmap that takes you from one single action to a whole new way of life. But let's be real. Right action can be incredibly hard to keep up. So after laying out how to act, the guide turns us back inside for the really deep work. This is all about cultivating the inner disciplines we need to sustain everything we've talked about so far. This slide basically gives us a whole toolkit for mental and spiritual toughness, and a few things really jump out at me. Notice the focus on consistency. You've got daily practice, constantly absorbing your mind in a higher ideal. Then you get the really tough stuff, renouncing the ego, detaching from illusion, but my favorite might be that last one. The idea that real strength is choosing what empowers you over what's just pleasant or easy. And the key takeaway here is that all this difficult inner work, that's what makes all the outer work possible. So when you combine that right knowledge, the right action, and all of this deep inner work, something really profound starts to shift. Your entire perception of the world and your place in it, it just starts to change. And this is the real reward of the journey.
And this slide shows us what that new perception looks like in the real world. It seems to start with something simple, gratitude, just valuing your blessings. And that gratitude then opens your eyes to see divinity everywhere, not just in some special, holy place. That in turn completely changes your priorities, leading you to value that truth above everything else. And the whole journey leads to this incredible realization. Being good isn't some transaction you make to get a reward later on. The act of being good is the reward. It's a total reordering of what matters.
And that brings us to the final, culminating instruction of this whole 18-sentence guide. After all the work, the thinking, the acting, the inner discipline, the massive shift in perception, what's left to do?
This is the principle from the 18th and final chapter. Let go. Let's be one with God. It's the ultimate release. After all the work of building yourself up, disciplining your mind, and renouncing your ego, the very last step is to let go of the builder. It's a call for unification, a call to dissolve that feeling of being separate and to just be. It's such a peaceful and powerful end to a really transformative journey.
So as we close, this whole condensed guide leaves us with one last instruction: to look in the mirror. Looking back at all of these principles, from tackling wrong thinking at the very beginning to never giving up on yourself, the real question is, which one of these speaks to your journey, right here, today?